pause the video, write these equations down, then I will explain. Linear equation is an equation that models a graph of a line. It will have just an x in it, which we'll get to later on down here. But to start, understand that a linear equation is going to create a straight line on the graph. Y-intercept. Y-intercept is the y value of the point where a line crosses the y-axis. So if this is my graph here, and I'm looking for the y value, where it crosses the y-axis. So if I had a point right here that my line was crossing, let's say it crossed, and my y value here was 1, my y-intercept would be 1 because it's the y value of the point. So here's my point where it crosses the y-axis, and at this point my x's are always 0, so then your y is just going to be the number where it crosses. So y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. Slope-intercept form, here's the equation that you are going to use the entire time today. M is going to represent the slope, which is what you did yesterday. You found how to find slope yesterday. So M is going to be your slope, and y-intercept, which we just talked about, is going to be your b value. So now you'll be able to plug in your m and b value into the equation, into this equation I should say, and you will create the equation, a linear equation, which is the equation to model the line. So here it's given, what are the slope and y-intercepts of 2x minus 3? Well, if we take a look, well, we just wrote down our notes. Okay, what are the slope and y-intercepts of y equals 2x minus 3? Using what we know here, your m from your notes, you take a look, is going to represent your slope, and your b value is going to be your y-intercept. So, if I know this is my equation, let's take a look. Where is my m at in here? Well, the m will always be next to the x. So m is 2. Okay? Now, this is where this gets a little tricky. This is going to be my b. Notice in the original equation it was a plus. It's now a subtraction, so b is going to equal a negative 3 instead of 3. So the slope is 2, y-intercept is negative 3. Now, you need to write an equation, and I'm going to tell you the slope equals 2/5. So m equals 2/5. Y-intercept is 4. So b equals 4. Plug these into, once again, your linear equation. Y equals mx plus b, which I think they're going to do for you. M, we said, was 2/5. B was 4. So substitute 2/5 for m, 4 for b. So, as you can see here, they dropped it down. And this is your final answer. Next part, we need to take a graph and be able to write an equation. So I have 2 points. They have already plotted or found 2 points on a graph. So let's find the slope here. You could take y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find your slope. Or you could do rise over run. So I'm going to do rise over run. I'm going to rise 1, 2, and run a negative 3. So rise over run, my slope is going to equal 2 over negative 3. Slope equals 2 over negative 3. So then I need to find, which is going to equal my m value, I need to find b. B is where is my y-intercept. So it's where it crosses the y-axis, which is right here. So if we go through, it crosses right here. This is at 1, so b is going to equal 1. So plug her in. Y equals, what's my m? Because once again, we're using y equals mx plus b form. My m is 2, negative 3x, plus, what's my b? 1. They should have it kind of kicking through here. So find the slope, 2 points in line, negative 2/3, which we found it over rise over run, same way, whichever way you'd like. And then substitute, once you know your y-intercept here is 1, and we got the same thing. Now, I'm going to ask you to graph it based on this information. So, what do we know? Well, y equals mx plus b. What do we know so far? We need to find m, we need to find b. B is going to equal, if you keep flip change, so that they're both addition, it's in the right form. B is going to be a negative 2. M is going to be 1/3. So 1/3 is my slope. Negative 2 is my y-intercept. Alright. Take your graph here and find negative 2. That is my y-intercept. I know I have a slope of up 1 over 3. Up 1 over 3. You can reverse it, go down 1, down a negative 1, down a negative 3. So that negative negative makes it still that positive 1/3. So, as you can see here, they went up 1 to the right 3, rise over run, my slope of 1/3. Put the point down. Then you can connect your points. So we had here, here, and here. I'd recommend having at least 3 points on your line and then creating your straight line. You can go ahead and work on your practice problems.